Okay, back to the Spirit Temple for part 2. Here we go. You'll remember that as a child, we were too big to fit through here, and then the first time we were here as an adult, we weren't strong enough to push this block. But now that we've got our fancy schmancy Silver Gauntlets equipped, we can now push this absolutely massive block. Look how strong we are. We can actually shove our way right past here. That is great. Alrighty. And we'll re-equip our bombs to take out that Beamos. Not close enough. There we go. And if we use our hookshot on the crystal switch just above, that will open the gates to those doors, which we're going to need because we don't have a small key for that door yet. And we'll stick to the left side first. Wolfos. I think some Deku nuts might come in handy here. Sometimes if you throw 2 nuts in rapid succession like that, it's handy, because they can oftentimes quite easily block the first one, but then they won't have enough time to react to the second one. Same goes with the thieves in Gerudo's Fortress. At least the 4 major ones that you have to actually fight in order to free the Carpenters. But play Zelda's Lullaby on the Triforce symbol there. That makes that chest appear across there. Use our long shot to zip across. And we are now obtaining, I think this is the compass? There we are. Excellent. And we can drop down here. Climb up this surface here. Back out to the first room. And do we have to hit that switch again to open? No, we don't. Okay, so we can just bypass that Beamos again. And another one of these types of rooms where we've got to collect all of the silver rupees. So that first silver rupee I think we can get with the hover boots, I think, if we use the hover boots to hover out from the edge. Yep, like that. Drop it down. And try to stay, obviously this goes without saying, but try to stay in between those rows of the rolling boulders there. And if you listen, you can hear another gold Skulltula lurking nearby. First we'll get these rupees. Whoa. And with all of them now collected, that opens up the way. But first what we can do is if we stand nearby this time block and we play the Song of Time, we can move the time block and that will reveal the gold Skulltula hiding behind it. Wow, once again, great camera angle. Can't see a thing. Okay, there we go. And you'll see here, that's why I recommend doing that second, because all it does is move the time block over there. So if you didn't already pick that silver rupee that was there up, you'd have to play the Song of Time again to get the time block to move a second time. So, whoa! That like just dropped in from nowhere. Take that. That'll show you to ambush me while I'm about to open a chest. And this should be the small key, I think. Yep, there we go. So now, once again, make our way back. We'll be able to open the locked door now. And again, we can just avoid that Beamos. Oh, possessed jars and likes. Jesus. You guys are pulling out little stops here. And another one of these shafts that we've got to climb our way up. No Skulltulas up here, though, that we need to contend with. So we can just climb our way to the top. And it don't think there's another gold Skulltula there. No? Okay. Ah. Whoa! Okay, here's a Floor Master, but I believe it's invisible, so get out the Lens of Truth. Yep. Remember, take out the small hands before they get a chance to grow into a big guy again here. And now this is interesting. We've got the sunlight coming through that hole in the wall there, and it's being reflected off of this mirror. So what we can do now is this mirror actually pivots on an axle, and we can grab hold of one of these handles here on either side to either push or pull the mirror and redirect where that light is being bounced. So we can aim it at that sun switch. It burned up, but it apparently wasn't the one we wanted. But we can open up the chest that appeared as a result. And just a recovery heart. Okay, let's try our luck with the next sun switch. Burns up, another chest. Now, I could be wrong, but I think this is a trap chest. There's a few of these in the game. Now, if this is in fact what it is, obviously I recommend not opening it, but I'm going to open it just to give a demonstration of what happens. That happens. I think if you rapidly hit your action buttons, you can break out of the ice quicker, so you won't take as much damage. But anyway, that's the deal with that. And unfortunately, there's no way of knowing what's a trick chest and what isn't until you actually open it. I just want to see what that fourth one is, just for the sake of completionist. Oh, look at that. It makes a wall master appear. Oh, good for some rupees if you need them. But we're going to have to pull now. Oh, apparently you can't pull. So if you want to go the other way, you're going to have to push on the other side. I thought you could pull. We can only push. Alright. So get it back, shining back on that sun switch. Reopen the door. And now here we are on the other side of this room. And this actually is one of those Armoses that you can blow up. So we can take him out. Hop down this way. And do a few things while we're here. First, come back over to this side here that we ordinarily was reserved for the entrance and exit way as a child. I'm going to come all the way back up here because you'll remember I pointed out there was a gold Skulltula over on this side. So I think we can play a Scarecrow song in order to get over there. So we can do this. I might be mistaken, but I think actually, if you angle yourself properly, the long shot is actually long enough that you might not even need Pierre to show up there. You might be able to hit it all the way from the landing. But I digress. So you can see we can actually jump to the hand here too, if we wanted to. First, before we do anything else, we're going to come back to where we were. Use our long shot on that target that I was pointing out in the child portion of the dungeon when we were last here. Walk our way up top here, and you'll see that our entranceway as an adult is still locked up. So we're going to have to do a few things there. First, what we can do is with our hover boots equipped, we should be able to run all the way onto the open palm of the other hand of the statue. So, now that we're here on the Triforce symbol, play us some Zelda's Lullaby. Small chest appears on the other hand, and we can literally target it with our long shot. Zip right across. And grab the key that way. Excellent. Okay. Now, there's one more thing that we can do in this room that isn't necessary, but I wanted to point it out. I'm trying to remember how to do it. Basically, we want to get over to that spot over there. Oh, it's because it made a chest appear, so we can just zip over to that chest. I was thinking how the heck do we get over here, and I couldn't remember. But you just zip over by hooking into the chest. Now that we're over here, there's a rusted switch here, so we can pound that switch with our Megaton Hammer. And what that does is open up that third door down at the bottom. And this is the whole reason I want to point out this. This is totally optional, but you can go this way, and another huge block we can push. Met immediately by another big block. Push that one aside as well. And looky here. With our Megaton Hammer still equipped, slam that rusted switch. Look at this. It activates a little magic elevator that brings us right back to the beginning of the dungeon. So you can see why I say this is optional. Obviously, you don't have to do this, but if for whatever reason you wanted to leave the dungeon and then come back again, and you wanted a quick little shortcut back to that main room with the statue in it, that will provide you with said shortcut. It's kind of neat. Okay, back to business. Taking care now of almost everything there is to do in this room. For now, let's get out of here with that small key that we collected. Up to the top here. You can see our compass is now showing that the boss is indicated, is located in that room, as I outlined when we were here as a child. Take out the mouse, place our bombs there. And, ooh, okay, this is a dangerous room. Okay, because there is an Animus here. Again, the last time we encountered an Animus as a child, I showed that you can either use Din's Fire, or now that we're an adult, even more effectively, we can just zap him with a fire arrow and take him out, again, instantaneously. But, as was the case the last time we encountered these guys, there is another way to take them out as well, if you happen to be out of magic power. Find that there is a floor switch that we can hit here that activates fire in the middle of the room. So in theory, all we should have to do is reposition ourselves so that the Animuses move themselves to where the fire is located. Of course, these guys are kind of a pain. It looks like they keep reappearing places we don't want them to be. So you can see here, if we stand here, that will get one of the Animuses over there. Okay. So we'll just have to remember to go here. You know, this might also be a good opportunity to use the hover boots so that I don't have to keep narrowly navigating these very narrow footpaths. So we just walk over here. No, did that not do it? Oh, let's try going over here. Whoa. Whoa. I thought for sure that would have, I guess we took too long making our way around. Let's try standing here. That still won't get the Animus to move into the flame. I think I'm just taking too long, I think is the problem. Let me try moving this way. Try moving in the far corner. See if that does it. No, that neither, right? Oh, well, I got one. No. Oops! Whoa! Almost did myself in there. Where the heck? do I have to move in order to get that last Anubis trapped in the fire? Let me try experimenting, just kind of moving around the room. Ah, that's where. If I move over here, then that will get him to move into the path of the flame. Again, this is so much easier with just a fire arrow, just take him out. But I just wanted to demonstrate, right? Maybe if I move over here more. No, he won't. He still doesn't want to. You know what? I got a feeling like there's something invisible in here. Let me take out my lens of truth. No, there's not like an invisible... Oh, well, Navi's pointing at something here. Maybe it just means with my hover boots, if I hover over here for a second, that'll... That might do the trick. Let me try it. Yeah, that's what it was. Oh, yeah, but... Look what it cost me. I had to fall down in order to get him taken out. Anyway... That's how you do it. Use your hover boots to hover out over top like that. Hopefully you'll have enough time to make your way back over, but anyway. Okay, now, here is an interesting room. We've got the spike trap here, bypass that. Here's the exit. In order to get out of the exit, we have to illuminate that sun switch. We got this beam of light coming out of here, but normally there'd be a mirror here that we could just redirect the light onto the switch somehow, but there's none of that. So we gotta find something else to do. Now, this exit also is barred. The bars of the exit are activated by that floor switch, however, it's also a pressure switch. So what we gotta do here, something Abby's pointing out here, strong iron bars are blocking the door. You can't open them with your hands. Yes, very helpful advice, Navi. The way to do this, basically, is to stand by the door while you manage to trick one of these Armos guys to come towards you and step on the switch for you. And you only have about a second of time, of leeway, to spin around and open the door. So let's try this. Let's try awakening this Armos. Face the door. And there he goes, he comes towards you, and as soon as the switch is open the door to get through, because remember, he's not going to stop there and just politely wait for you to make your way through. He's going to continue chasing after you, right? So, as soon as he does that, he's just going to step off the switch again, so you got to make your way through. Alright, second mini-boss, a second Iron Knuckle. Same method applies to taking him out as a child, only now we've got the Biggerin sword at our disposal, so we should be able to take this guy out with relative ease. If you time your attacks right. I maybe made that look a little bit easier than it actually is, but again, feel free to use Nehru's Love here. No shame in giving yourself some invulnerability. Oh, look at this. We are now out on the other side. Across the way there. That chest over there is where we found the Iron Gauntlets. Now we're on the other hand of the Desert Colossus statue. We're finding a second treasure. Isn't that interesting? It's the only dungeon in the whole game with 2 hidden treasures. Whoa! Isn't that pretty? You found the mirror shield. The shield's polished surface can reflect light or energy. Press R to use it. Cool! Let's equip our final shield. We finally filled in that last slot there. Equip mirror shield here. I'm going to equip the Master Sword here just to show the shield there in the picture a little bit. Wow, that's pretty cool. Mirror shield. Unfortunately, it doesn't look in-game the same way that it looked in that cutscene when we first picked it up. But still, that's pretty cool. Alright. And now, we have been, just like that, granted the ability to reflect light ourselves without the need of another mirror. We have a portable mirror. So now all we do is stand in the light source, hit R to crouch with the mirror, and now we can just move the mirror around and reflect that light. See how the light's being reflected there on the wall? Just simply angle it up onto the sun switch. And voila! And that skill, not to spoil it, but is going to come in extremely useful when it comes to this game's end boss battle. Not the game's end boss, but the dungeon's boss battle is what I should say. And there's that small key that we've been looking for this whole time. So now we can retrace our steps back to the Anubis room and get our way out of here. Okay. Now here's an interesting room. First, I'm going to equip some bombs really quickly to take care of these Vimoses. So, we gotta somehow make our way all the way up this wall. First, I'm gonna take out that Skulltula, so it isn't a threat. But you can see the danger of this hazard is obvious, is that these segments of the wall are shifting. Now you see this bottom part here that we can climb, the middle part and the top part do not move. But the two segments in between those stationary portions do move. So, and the bottom two here move at a slower pace, the top two move considerably faster. So this is how I recommend it. Crawl up as high as you can on the far left side, and as soon as you can make it up, start moving your way up. Oh, and if you mistime it, that's what happens there. And you can't stay on those sections for too long either, because then it'll just slide you into the side of the room, which are lined with spikes as well. So let's try this again. I moved a little too fast for my own good. You know, climb our way up here. You want to make sure you don't get caught climbing in the middle of those sections being shifted either, because then you'll just get bumped off again. Move here, and then here, and then here. There, you can just keep moving up in a steady pace. You should be able to make it all the way up without too much trouble. Okey-doke. We are getting close to the end. Here, we've got a couple of places we can go here. First, let's go into here. The Triforce symbol on the floor. We know what that means. Play Zelda's Lullaby to open this door. And in here... Whoa, first we're greeted with a whole bunch of torch slugs, so we can take them out. Remember, if you use the Megaton hammer on the floor near them, you can actually flip them over on their backs. Alright, and these are all a bunch of those trick doors that fall down that we experienced in the Fire Temple. So we can actually just bomb them if we want. There we go. And we don't have to bomb them all, but I'll just show you. There's actually only one that we need to bomb, because it's hiding a particular secret. Oops, that didn't work the way I wanted it to. But I'm just bombing all the ones we don't have to first, because it's actually this one right here. Hides an eye switch. And what we're going to do is we can shoot the switch with an arrow, and that makes another platform appear right underneath that target. Hookshot up into that target, so we can actually stand here now and be able to hop across and hit that switch, which makes the fire go out around the boss key chest, and now we can claim it. Alright. Now we've got basically everything we need in order to confront the boss. All we need now is a pathway to the boss room. Whoa, that was close. Okay. See down here, there's a platform here that looks like it's on chains. And a sun switch up there. And a big mirror angling down here. And the idea is that we can get these chains to lower this portion of the platform, and will actually lower us. See, if we look at our map here, look what the room that we're in, look at the room immediately below us. See, it's the room with the boss, which is namely that room with the big statue in it. So this platform will lower us down into that room, and it'll lower us right in front of where we access where the boss is located. So we need to find a way to lower that platform. First, we need a way into this room. We can do that by activating the switch here simply with a slice of our sword. Opens up the door. You can also do a spin attack. That's a good way to attack through bars like that. Into the room. And I think we're going to have to encounter some Zelda in here, yeah. And I hear some bubbles in the other room. A white bubble when it stops. I can't remember if this is the first white bubble we've ever encountered in the game, but they like to fly really high. They don't just hover all the time at a convenient foot level for you, or standing height for you to be able to hit them, so they're a little bit trickier. And then here we can bomb our way into this room. Bomb that wall there. And I think there's another Zelda in there. Yep. Take him out real quick. And there's a chest over here. I'm not sure if it's an invisible chest though, or no, I think it's just, there might be another sun switch up here somewhere, I think. Let me see. The light's pointing in here. I want to make sure that I can see. Yeah, there's the switch, yeah. So right here, standing in the beam of light, if we can angle... Let me see here. That mirror is pointing straight at us. It's kind of hard to see the light angle, but yeah, right up top there makes the chest drop. So this would be useful to blow your way through that other wall there that we just already did. And now we can simply change the angle of this mirror. This is an interesting puzzle because we've actually got to bounce the light multiple times. So the light gets bounced into that room now, but all that does is hit another mirror. So now if we re-angle this mirror and shine the light through those bars, that will shine in through to that platform room. Now we can make our way all the way back. Watch those possessed jars reappear. And now you see the light shines through those bars and bounces off that mirror above us. So now we can simply stand in the light here and use that to activate the sun switch. Look at that. Chains lower us down into the main room, right at the head level of that giant statue. And what we can actually do now, this is kind of a neat effect. Still standing in that light beam shining down on us, use our mirror shield to shine light at the face. Shine it kind of around, and the light actually crumbles the face, revealing a grate behind it. This is weird. I'm not really sure why you can do this, because it looks like it's clearly made of metal, but for some reason this is like maybe the only example in the whole game where your longshot actually can attach to a metal surface. I don't know why, but just hit it with your longshot, it brings you straight over, et voila, access to the boss room. Here we go. There's those witches again. Ho ho ho, looks like someone is here, Koyumi. Hee hee hee, looks like it, Kataki. their POV. What an outrageous fellow he is to intrude so boldly into our temple. Ho ho ho. We should teach this outrageous fellow a lesson. Uh-oh. Oh, loyal minion. Destroy this intruder on our behalf. It's another Iron Knuckle. And a big one. That would be a cool ability to have, eh? Just snap your fingers and get an axe appear out of nowhere. Something strange. This is not an ordinary enemy. Isn't that an interesting description? Well, lucky for you though, we fight it in exactly the same way. And if we can manage to hit it with just the tip of our sword, there's still enough distance between us and the Iron Knuckle that it won't attack us back. Oh, look at that! It was Naburu inside the whole time! Oof. Freed her. Where am I? Uh-oh. Well, well. Looks like she's back to normal, Koyumi. She's just a little girl, but she commands a lot of respect among the Gerudo, Kataki. Maybe we should make her work for the great Ganondorf for a little while longer. Then we should brainwash her again. Whoa! That was gruesome. Why don't they just do that to me? Like... No, instead we're gonna set up a boss fight where you actually have a chance to defend yourself. Silly narratives. Anyway, behind the throne there. Make your way through these double doors. And we will engage the boss proper. You see there's this giant platform in the middle of this room with a couple of smaller pillars around the edge. And we can get up to the middle one by climbing up either any of the corners. And the idea is we want to kind of stay up on this platform if we can. We can jump to these platforms if we want, but we're always going to want to make our way back to the main one in the middle and try to stay off of falling down. But we can always climb back up. Anyway, we run to the middle here, and that triggers the boss fight. Look at that stupid kid. He came on his own to offer himself as a sacrifice to the great Ganondorf. With my flame, I will burn him to the bone. Ooh. With my frost, I will freeze him to his soul. Oh dear. But I need my soul! And my bones, for that matter. Alright. Sorceress Sisters Twin Rova. Here we go. So the idea here is we use our mirror shield to turn their attacks against them. Fire we can use to attack the ice witch, and the ice attacks we can use to attack the fire witch. Alright, so try to get ourselves at a good angle here. Block the attack, and then quickly aim it over into the other witch. Oh, fire witch is attacking again. So be sure to block, and then it only attacks for a short while. So yeah, you can see sometimes it's hard to get a good angle where you can see them both. So that's why you kind of keep running around the stage like this, trying to find an angle where you can see them both and get... it's too wide of a shot. But yeah, I recommend not Z-targeting them, because when you Z-targeting them, your angle of influence with the mirror to redirect attacks is significantly lessened. Boy, that was lucky that it didn't hit us there. And yeah, sometimes it might hit the ground too and turn into either a big ice pit or a big pool of boiling lava. And you're going to want to avoid that area while it maintains its effect. I think that she's too far away. Whoa, just missed us. Boy, wow. That does some damage. Why is it always the Fire Witch that we're able to bounce our attack back on? There we go. Anyway, you want to hit them 4 times. It doesn't really matter which hits which. Oh, wow. We hit them 4 times and it still wasn't enough. Alright, let's try a 5th time. Gotcha. There we go. Okay, let's get serious now, Kataki. Oh, okay, Koyumi. Kataki and Koyumi's double dynamite attack. Whoa, they merged! They've adapted. Alright, so now the idea here is pull out your shield. Right? Look at that. We absorbed an ice attack. Now instead of reflecting the attack, it absorbs it. And we want to absorb 3 of the same attacks in a row. So now we've got 2. If we can absorb a 3rd one, then it will reflect back and attack her. So there. So now Rusher, move forward, and look at that. It blasts out, temporarily stuns her, jump across, and start slashing her. Get in as many attacks as we can. Alright. And now we just keep doing that over and over again. It doesn't matter if we attack her with the fire attack or the ice attack, just make sure it's 3 in a row. If you power up your mirror shield with firepower and then try to absorb ice, then the power will just get reflected back onto you. It'll backfire, so make sure not to have that happen. Alright, move forward. Get it to blow out at her. There we go. Target her again with the sword. There we go. Alright. Shoot, what a fresh kid. This time we'll get serious, right, Kataki? What? Hey, Koyumi, what is that above your head? I don't know, but you have one over your head too, Kataki. But I'm only 400 years old, and I'm just 380 years old. We're twins, don't try to lie about your age. You must have gone senile. Who are you calling senile? Is that how you treat your older sister? We're twins, how can you be older? KEEEYAH, how heartless you are. How can you be so ungrateful? You're heartless. You're ungrateful. I'll come back to haunt you. I love those two. Alright. Portal appears over on the other side. Final heart container. Booyah, my friend. Look at that. Our life energy is now maxed. 20 red hearts. Awesome. Alright. And that is the last of the temples. Ah, it's Niburu. I was wondering who the Spirit Sage was going to turn out to be. Kid, let me thank you. Look what the little kid has become in the past 7 years. A competent swordsman. By the way, I really messed up. I was brainwashed by those old witches and used by Ganondorf to do his evil will. But isn't it funny that a person like me could turn out to be the Sage of Spirit? And now I'm going to fight them as one of the 6 sages. I'm going to pay them back for what they did to me. Kid, no, Jordan, the hero of time. Instead of keeping the promise I made back then, I give you this medallion. Take it. Got the yin-yang symbol too. And everything about that whole segment was all about balance and duality. It's kind of neat. You received the Spirit Medallion. Niburu awakens as a sage and adds her power to yours. Okay. If only I knew you would become such a handsome man. Well. I should have kept the promise I made back then. What does that mean? Oh, what's this? Jordan, the hero. Finally, all of us, the 6 sages, have been awakened. The time for the final showdown with the King of Evil has come. Before that, though, you should meet the one who was waiting for you. The one who was waiting for you at the Temple of Time.